As leaders met, the desperate pressed on, seizing the opportunity while Turkey's borders were still open. Ahmed Abdulsadin describes a harrowing journey that ended with an arrest by the Greek police.
What I want to say, we are in the human crisis, we are in the global human crisis. I'm not crying for myself, I'm ready to die in the United States.
On February 28th, hours after Turkey suffered its greatest number of casualties since its soldiers began fighting in Syria, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan opened the country's northwest border with Greece and Bulgaria. Erdogan's new policy, born out of frustration with what he says is Europe's failure to assist it with hosting 3.7 million Syrians, created another refugee and geopolitical crisis.
Turkey has a critical role to play in handling the refugee problem, and it needs the help of Europe to do it. But this cannot happen, and I think everyone realizes it now, under conditions of threats and blackmail, using fleeing people as pawns.
Greece may call it blackmail, but some analysts say Turkey's opening of the border is a successful tactic. After 2 years of complaining to the European Union to no avail, President Erdogan now has Europe's attention and is back at the negotiating table. On Monday, President Erdogan spoke after meeting with the NATO Secretary General.
It is beyond reason and understanding that an ally and a neighboring country points towards Turkey as the one responsible for the wave of irregular migration. And I have expressed to the Secretary General that we are not going to allow this country to use this current situation and use the European Union in order to obtain unjust gains.
Top EU officials said the 2016 migration agreement between Turkey and the EU is still valid. However, there are missing elements that need to be addressed. Under the agreement, Turkey agreed to impose strict measures to halt the flow of migration into Europe in exchange for billions of dollars.
We have expressed very clearly to President Erdogan our commitment to move forward on these issues, provided that this is reciprocal.
The European Council president called the meetings a first step, leaving the question of how much longer it would take to end the crisis as thousands of refugees and migrants continue to risk their lives making their way to Western Europe. Natasha, Ghoneim, Aljazeera, Edirne, near the Turkey-Greece border.